Hey y'all, look at this face. This is Misty 504. I'm coming at y'all. Did you just lick my hand? You nasty. Anyways, I'm coming at y'all. We have a special guest today on the show. You want to introduce yourself?
No, you can do it. It's your show.
Okay, so we have a special guest today. His name is BaghdadBrook.
Who am I?
You're a musician. You're an artist.
And who else?
Who else? You're
Molly's daddy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is my boyfriend, BaghdadBrook. You can follow him on social medias, Instagram, BaghdadBrook, Facebook, BaghdadBrook, and
Everything BaghdadBrook.
everything is BaghdadBrook. I'll make sure I put his social medias
Right here.
below,
Right here.
right below, right below.
He going
And
hand.
he is going here. So, yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool to have a discussion for y'all today just to talk about relationships. And what better, have a female perspective and a male's perspective. So, I'm just going to go ahead and dive in. Just talking about how, I guess, in a sense, how relationships have evolved from how they were in the past to how they are now. And is it necessarily good or is it necessarily bad? Does it change the way that we view love? So, what is your perspective on a relationship? Like, how should a relationship be?
Natural. Like, it should just be natural. It shouldn't be any kind of, like, predetermined notions because that's, when you set, like, I guess not necessarily a standard because a standard, that's where you place your value in yourself, but
Look into the camera.
yeah, sorry. So I feel like morally, the best kind of relationships are the free relationships where you're not really worried about what the next people are doing or trying to have it be like your last relationship or anything like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, standards, but no, I guess expectations on the person.
So when you say natural, is it unnatural to meet somebody on the internet, or
I mean,
is it natural like you guys were just at an outing, or is it just like a friend that you just happen to know? You guys spark it off.
That's all a part of the nature of it. Like, it could be anywhere. I wouldn't necessarily.
So what is unnatural to you?
I wouldn't necessarily down talk on people meeting on the internet because, I mean, maybe 5 years ago it was like taboo-ish or whatever, but now it's like
I still think it's kind of weird.
I mean, you meet school teachers and old people and priests and all kinds of people that meet their significant others online. I know people that have met their significant others on like apps or whatever, and they've been with them, and they're really stronger than people that meet the conventional ways. You know what I'm saying? So, in terms of unnatural, I mean, what is unnatural? You know what I'm saying? I think that's perspective because some people could say that, like in other standards of tradition, when they have them set up from like have couples and marriages set up from when they probably be even babies. It's like you think it from here. Western perspective is like that's nasty, that's weird, you're not giving them a life. But most of the time, that's how they. Over there, it seems to work for them. You know what I'm saying?
So you're talking about arranged marriages? I
just told you asked what do I think is unnatural. I'm saying that's merely perspective because anything could be considered unnatural.
Well, what is your perspective of unnatural?
I don't have a perspective of unnatural, like I said.
So how do you know what's a natural way to meet somebody then?
When you meet them, that's a natural way.
Okay.
Even if somebody meets you, like if we met through someone, I mean, I guess it was. They were playing the medium between us two meeting, but who's to say that it was unnatural? It's a perspective.
Obviously, I think the best way to start a relationship is obviously not forcing it. It being, I guess what you're saying is like a natural connection.
Yeah.
And nothing forced. So nothing feeling like it's just not on the same page.
Yeah, I mean, with your original question, if I'm not mistaken, you asked me what I think is a natural relationship or a natural way to meet someone, or even what's what is a good relationship essentially or whatever, or a good way to start a relationship. And I think it's just letting the tides turn how they turn and just being yourself. So.
How do you think relationships have evolved how do you think relationships have evolved from back in the old days to now? What do you think is like the root foundation or the style of foundation, I should say, in relationships today versus what they were back in old school, maybe like your grandparents' era or something?
I feel like there's no difference really. I just think that the only difference is the exposure in terms of like, in let's say in our grandparents' era, you know what I'm saying? They were still doing the same thing. They were studying guys with girls, girls with girls, guys with guys, people getting married too early, people not getting married early enough. I think that just the exposure in terms of it's not really like somebody from the next side of the world can know now. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess like social media, it's really no
So
I
more
guess
for
safety or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So
It's,
more privacy was back then as compared to now.
in a sense, because it's like you still had exposure in your direct circle, but your circle could be the whole world now. So
I don't know if it's a good thing. I think people were more like certain on getting married back then because I guess you can compare it to just like how older people are now in general. Like they don't wait long to get married. They usually just get married once they know what they're looking for, and if they find it in that person, they don't wait that long.
but that doesn't mean they were necessarily happy either. You know, it's like I said, that's
right.
That's,
I didn't say that they were happy.
It's like I think it's perceptive because it's the same. It's literally the same thing. It's just now people wear skinny jeans rather than just like suits and shit like that, zoot suits and all that. You know what I'm saying it's literally still the same thing. It's different lingo, but it's nothing new under the sun. So
I don't think it's the same thing. I think it's different things. I think that, like I said, back then, I think people were just more soon or more prone to taking initiative to getting married. Once they found that person, they just did it. And even if they weren't happy, they still stuck around, I guess, because it was a more traditional thing, as instead of breaking out or getting divorced or anything.
Yeah.
And now I think it slowly started to grow. Like you said, with your grandparents, they stuck around. Like, well, speaking of their era, not specifically them, but the grandparents area, they basically stuck around. They stood married no matter what the circumstance was. And then I guess like with our parents, that's where you can see where the divorce rate really started to go up. And I think our generation now is just at like a stagnant, like not really people getting married and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's now the what's more popular isn't necessarily the tradition. It's
right.
It's
and
your
I think
personal opinions.
So you think that has to do with more exposure, as you were saying?
It plays somewhat hand in hand, but I mean, it's really just the way time goes. It's just the way life is. It's a cycle.
Do you think that the Bible is still prevalent in relationships?
If people let it.
Meaning?
Like, it's people that don't believe in any kind of Christian doctrines at all. And it's people that, it doesn't necessarily have to be the Bible, because some people keep the Quran and some people keep, so on and so forth.
Well, I should say, I guess, is religion prevalent in relationships today?
It's the same. I think it's like the same thing. It's like religion is somewhat a choice for people to follow. And from eras before to eras now, is a great amount of people that follow those religions, and then there's a great amount of people who are opposed to them and who are looking for their own path and their own way. So, I mean, I feel like even if it is, I feel like it's less broadcasted maybe, but I mean, I still see people now, like, even with the marriage thing, there's people like that's our age and younger that's getting married and they happy or whatever, building up their families, and then it's some of those people that's married and have families that keep religion and keep God in their life, and those that don't. So,
do you think when you keep religion within your relationship, it makes it easier to continue? Or?
I mean, personally, I do, because it adds like not necessarily a structure, but a focus and an understanding of it's more than just you and I, or just what's going on now, because it's a bigger picture. Especially like in our instance where we have a son, and there's plenty of times where we argue or whatever, and it's like I don't know if I could do this shit no more.
I'm joking.
That's what I'm saying. I know you ain't about to front. Like we don't argue. I'm like, yeah.
We never argue.
Right, exactly. So there's times we like argue or disagree or whatever, and it'd be like, had that moment, we be like, I don't think I got time for this. I don't want to do this, whatever. But when like, there's been times where we both say to each other, like, we're not staying together because we have a child, but we staying together because we want to be here. But also, there's a child that we have, a young black child, who it's like so many other people around us that don't have their parents or whatever, and they're not all screwed up, but it makes a difference in people in how people relate to others and how they maintain relationships and how they communicate with others, how they treat themselves. And it's not necessarily saying if you don't have your father, you grew up with a effed up life or whatever. But it's certain things. It's certain things that it tweaks. That you know what I'm saying? Because even me, I have my father. You know what I'm saying? And thank God he's still alive now. We both do. But it's still they both still had their flaws. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like, damn, I wish my father did this. But it's people who don't have fathers, and it's people who have fathers that's glad they don't. Or it's mad different levels. But I just
keep it. Make it one less issue. Yeah, you worrying about your parents and something.
But it's never about blaming anybody else. That's why, personally, people stay away.
It's not about blaming. I think it's just about filling in question marks, because as you get older from being a child, you start to reflect back and look back on things that happened to you when you were younger, because you just try and understand how you grew up. Yeah. And you just start to question different things. Mm-hmm. And if you can't fill in the question marks for your parents, you search your life for it to fulfill that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So, who do you think gives up easily or easier in relationships, men or women?
I don't know. I don't know. I can only speak from experience.
How many times would you say that in relationships that you've been in prior to me? Because I'm the last person he's ever gonna be with. So, whatchamacallit? How many times have you given up, or how many times has?
I don't.
Well, you say you really haven't been in that many serious relationships, exactly. So it's not like a matter of giving up.
It's just a matter. I've never really cared. Right. To be honest, it'd just be my whole thing, as you know, is I wouldn't necessarily be in a relationship. It would be me and a girl, we good friends, and before, during, and after we'll remain friends or whatever. But of course now it's
So this is why you can't trust men and female relationships and being friends. I don't trust that.
So most of them, well, actually all of them are, the girls that we went there, as you know, out of respect, I don't deal or patronize with them or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like it's a person mindset. I don't think it's because of your sex why you would give up. It's just some people they more strong-willed than others, and I know a lot of people, they end up falling in love with a person, what a person can be or their potential, rather than looking at who they are. And when somebody tell you who they are, then you better believe them. Because if somebody tell you I don't this and that, I don't fuck with you, or I do this, that, you better believe them and take it for what it is. You know what I'm saying?
People could change and grow,
but people could change and grow. But it's more about if somebody, if you know who someone is, if they tell you who they are, you can't be surprised. If somebody be like, yo, I can't find a dog, and then when they dog you out, you'd be like, you'd be so surprised. You know what I'm saying?
You never told me.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. You know what the poison is.
But I think a lot of times women or people in general just feel like they could change people. They'd be like, yeah, he said he's like this, or she says she's like that. But
people only change when they want to.
Right, exactly. When they're ready, open, and willing to.
That's it.
So, who do you think is more afraid, or who is more prone to making commitment, a woman or a man?
Man, it's not about sex at all.
You don't think it is?
It's not about sex, no. It don't have anything to do with sex. It don't have nothing to do with age. It don't have nothing to do with race.
So you don't think commitment has to do with gender?
It don't have nothing to do with age, race, none of that. It has something to do with the person in a mind state. Point blank, period. Because at the end of the day,
so you don't think more women are prone to wanting commitment more than what a man?
They say, or they seem, or it could, or it's popular belief, but that doesn't make it necessarily true. Because I met plenty of women that say they want to be dogs for life. I met women that say that more than I met dudes that say that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know at least every dude that I know, they get their phase where they want to do all they messing around, and they're like, damn, I just want to lock it down on the phone. I want to go. And there's some girls that I never heard even say that. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time people get sideswiped by that kind of person, you know what I'm saying? But it has nothing to do with sex. It has nothing to do with man, woman, none of that. It's what's your mind state? What's your spirit like? What you looking to get out of somebody? You feel me? Because, everybody looking to get something from somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thought, you know what I'm saying? They don't have to be like, oh, I want to get money from you. I want to get love from you, and I want to give you love.
Right.
That could be what somebody wants. So
what do you think, what do you think it takes for like somebody to get to the point to say that they're ready to settle down? Do you feel like necessarily people have to wild out, like have mad threesomes or whatever, before they feel like they can settle down and feel like they're not like fantasizing or having their mind drift everywhere else? Or do you think you're always gonna have your mind drifting?
Well, it depends on your partner, because I feel like you gotta have experience, but you also want to have a partner that you can experience with. For me, so it don't necessarily mean that you and your wife or you and your husband is going and, like you said, having mad threesomes together or whatever. But even if it goes down to where y'all even checking out chicks or pause, but you know what I'm saying, talking about dudes, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Trying to be some swingers,
yeah, and you know,
Will and
not even
necessarily
not even necessarily a swinger, but just being open minded. That, you know what I'm saying, it's like, yo, if anything was to happen, y'all want to experience it together, because if it's real, then it's only going to bring y'all closer, you know what I'm saying? But you definitely want to have life experiences prior, because that's a reason why I feel like a lot of people end up splitting up, because especially like after marriage, they've been together for so long, and then it gets like mundane and repetitive, and then people just like, I don't know, live my life. I don't know if my life is like, why you can't live your life
with that person?
Yeah, you know what I'm
saying?
Right. Why can't y'all both do it? That's how it should be, you know what I'm saying? But
continue to have fun together.
You can always say what it should or supposed to be, but
you still didn't answer the question. I said, what makes somebody ready, or makes them feel like they're ready to settle down?
I just said, who's more ready?
No.
What do I think?
Like, what do you think it takes to get to that point? Like in life, just as you are, what do you think makes you feel like you're ready to settle down?
I think it goes back into your mind state and what you're looking to get out of a person and what you're willing to make your life into or build your life up to. Some people see their life where they want to build it up with a wife and kids before they get to a certain place. Some want to have that beforehand, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's more about what you're looking to make and what you're looking to receive. So yeah, it's mind state again. I feel like I'm giving you mad broad answers, and you're not looking for you're not getting what you're looking for.
Because I mean, it's the way you answer it in a sense. You're not really.
You feel like I'm evading questions right now?
Kinda, a nigga over here deflecting like.
Nah, not even, because it's like, I feel like these questions don't have one specific answer. You know what I'm saying? You can't narrow down everybody's reason to commit. There's no one answer. Some people do it for the worst. Some people do it for the best.
But I'm saying, like, as a male, what do you think is the perspective of? I'm not asking you to speak for all men, but just as a man, like, what do you think is really going through a man's mind before he wants to settle down, or that makes him want to settle down?
I mean, it could be. It was a one.
Because I know with women, I'm sorry to cut you off. I know with women, they mostly think just man, kids, house, like stuff like that.
You can't even say that, because now with people that's watching your video now, like, I don't want that. It's some super feminist women that's like, I could do it all on my own.
And
it's people that can, feel me, but it also goes within. It's never about women and men is meant to balance. It doesn't necessarily mean a woman can't be with another woman and raise a child, but you still need that balance. Right. Still, a little girl and little boy still needs a male influence in their life. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? So it's no definitive. It's no just one answer. As a man, there's a point before where I would look, not necessarily settle down, but like, I want to fuck with a chick. I'll be like, I want to fuck with an older chick that got a 401k or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Something as silly as that. Or it could be like, yo, damn, this girl got some good pussy. I could fuck with her and then keep her around. Or we keep each other around. Vice versa, girl, yo, he this and that, he take care of this or that, he on his shit, or he ate this and that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It could be for whatever reason. So it's not just one thing. I think the best way, the most genuine way, and genuine reason to settle down is because that's what you genuinely feel in your heart and in your spirit. It's the right person. And you're not rushing, you're not taking too long, you're letting the time course naturally as it should. So
okay, so that leads into the next question. Is sex the most important thing in the relationship?